you come in as a rookie and like you said, like you're trying to figure out a new environment, new teammates. Like you don't want to say too much. You don't want to say too little. And it's just so hard.
What if I told you that Caitlin Clark's greatest obstacle was found in the locker room rather than on the court? That creating bridges rather than shattering records was her greatest accomplishment. How can you be the best without taking away from your teammates? How can you stand out and still blend in?
It's crazy, like looking back at a year ago today or around this time, like I was just beginning my senior year of college. And obviously, you know, people knew who we were and people attended our games, but it's obviously not on the magnitude that it is now.
Yeah.
So like life just changes fast, but that's what makes it fun and cool. And, you know, quickly started a new chapter of my life too, like moving here to Indianapolis.
Clark revealed details of her rookie year and how she overcame this challenge in an eye-opening podcast conversation. You will reconsider all of your preconceived notions about the Indiana Fever after hearing what she had to say about her teammates. What is her true opinion of the team that surrounds her? We share Caitlin's candid opinions about them, from sophomore Aaliyah Boston to Fever closest friend Lexi Hull to seasoned players like Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler. Are you prepared for the inside scoop?
I mean, it was just a crazy year because you go all the way up to the national championship game and then you're playing right away.
Yeah.
You know, one of my coaches early on in my career said, you know, your rookie year is always so hard because you're in a new city, you're in a new place, you're with a new team, new coaches. There's so much that's not part of the routine that you're so used to. And you had that as like magnified.
Imagine this Caitlin Clark, the WNBA star from college, takes the court. For the first time, although everyone is watching her closely, Clark's greatest obstacle isn't her skill. It's figuring out where she fits into the squad. Clark talked candidly about her rookie anxieties on the recently released Heights podcast. However, as in my situation, she stated, and clearly it's as if you're already well regarded and people are looking up to you to be someone or anything. So it's challenging, like you're trying to figure out how to get your feet wet without going overboard. And I believe that's why I initially battled with saying, I don't know what to say, I'm at a loss for words. I have no idea how they will respond. Clark felt as though he was torn between two worlds due to the extreme pressure. She described being disoriented in the changing area. Should she follow orders or take the initiative? Her notoriety made the mental battle even more difficult. But amidst the confusion, Clark discovered something positive. The WNBA's fast-paced lifestyle helped her stay focused, but I think it was good a little bit too, she said. As if you don't have time to ponder things out too much, as if it were simply boom, 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 boom. I feel as though I never truly closed the chapter of college, even though you seem to be moving on to the next one. It was simply like left and right, but it might be a good thing. There isn't much time for you to consider it. That, in my opinion, is the most peculiar aspect of women's professional basketball, as well as collegiate basketball, of course. It's simply that change, but it must be that way as well. It's simply different. During this crazy change, her coworkers became her pillar of support for not realizing how good you were. In addition, I was surrounded by several excellent veterinarians. I'm really appreciative of that. Additionally, our crew has been relatively youthful. People seem to understand how I felt because they had experienced it not too long ago. But that's a big difficulty, in my opinion, and applies to any professional sport. Even though you're trying to learn, others are watching you and expect you to produce and be the person they drafted you to be. And it can be difficult. I feel like I never really ended the chapter of college, Clark said candidly. It felt as though you had been abandoned, but perhaps that is a good thing. There isn't much time for you to consider it. Even for a celebrity like Clark, this demonstrated how abrupt and difficult the transition to the professional ranks can be. You brought up the veterinarians, and I believe there were many, at least for me, some of them were amazing. It's clear that some of the veterans are vying for jobs. There's a little bit there, but as a young player, you rely a lot on your veterans, and you relied on people like Harold Carmichael, legendary Philadelphia Eagle, who was always available and willing to offer advice or anything else. Did a lot of current or past players get in touch with you and offer assistance throughout your transition into the WNBA? Let's discuss Clark's on-court criminal associates, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston. These are more than just roster names. They are the center of the Indiana craze, the outfit that is about to rock the WNBA. You may believe that everything went smoothly right away, but this is when things start to become interesting. Despite having a difficult beginning, one of these celebrities managed to establish a strong relationship with Caitlin. My playing time also appeared different at the start of the season than it did at the finish. I thus trusted that I was staying prepared and working hard so that I could make the most of the minutes on the floor when I did receive them. I was therefore quite pleased with myself for having faith in the process and persevering through it. She was irritated when Hull was taken out of the rotation early in the season. Even though she went to the gym every day, her performance didn't reflect the amount of effort she put in. However, something snapped following the Olympic break. Hull was on fire after she found her rhythm. What is Caitlin's true opinion of Lexi then? Lexi has undoubtedly been excellent, particularly defensively. Perhaps we weren't always on the defensive end, but she just has a spark and a tenacity about her that makes her eager to go above and beyond for this team. Additionally, it has greatly improved our defense. We've made progress both offensively and defensively, and I believe that's what the coaches encouraged us to do heading into that break. Let's go back a little. Imagine this. Aaliyah Boston and Clark's initial practice, there was a misunderstanding and things could have gone horribly wrong for a second. But rather it being a catastrophe, it became the start of something unique. Particularly in their pick and roll plays, Clark and Boston created a connection that borders on poetry. Additionally, Caitlin is aware of Aaliyah Boston's whereabouts. Aaliyah Boston is aware of Caitlin's whereabouts. The pick and roll motion between Caitlin and Aaliyah is almost poetry. Although Caitlin is already able to locate her colleagues, the fluidity between her and Aaliyah seems to indicate that they are now on different wavelengths. Are you curious about how they work their magic? It isn't what you believe. It all comes down to trust and repetition. Clark only provided Boston with 17 assists in the first 13 games, but that figure soared to 54 in the last 14 games. It's more than just an improvement. That's a whole different level of comprehension between the two players. Here is Caitlin's candid assessment of Aaliyah, represented by their now famous pregame affirmations. It might always be someone who will support her teammates, in my opinion. Starting, whether it's myself or someone else on the team, all she wants is the best for everyone. In our locker room, she is such a wonderful influence. She has a wonderful voice. Whether things are going well or not, she's always there. Simply said, she is a really reliable individual in our locker room. Having experienced it herself only a year prior, she has been a tremendous assistance to me during my freshman year. Additionally, I believe you can see how well our chemistry is developing. And games have just been used to produce a lot of that. Therefore, it will only grow better the more practice we do together. However, I am incredibly grateful for her. Let's now give Kelsey Mitchell some attention. Nobody anticipated her reaction to Clark's arrival. At first, it was difficult. Kelsey didn't appear interested in handing the ball back to Clark and was playing solitary ball a lot. However, during the Olympic break, things took a different turn. They discussed their dreams, became closer, and developed a friendship. After that, they emerged as the WNBA's top backcourt. She is strange. How are you, friend? I simply wanted to congratulate you, Guy, on your award. You're worthy. In so many ways, you have altered the course of history. You handled it very gracefully. And I'm thrilled to share this experience with you by taking the floor with you. I want to tell you, child, to be kind to yourself. You've accomplished many things that few others can. Additionally, I will always be a fan of yours. I'll be by your side no matter what. I'll be in your backcourt no matter what. Clark was always complimenting Mitchell. These two are obviously more than simply teammates. They are a formidable presence. Both on and off the floor, I believe, are very comparable. She has simply been there as a voice. She's probably been in this league for 7 years. She is prepared. She is aware of the course of events. Above all, I believe that we are only beginning to gain a deeper understanding of one another. She would know to go back the door if we simply made eye contact. She is aware that she needs to come get the ball. Playing with each other is the only way to achieve that. For that reason, I've had a great time. She's playing as well as anyone in this league right now, really. Therefore, having her by my side makes me feel incredibly privileged. We saw the brilliant four as the season went on. All Mitchell, Boston, and Clark get along better than ever. Points and assists aren't everything. It concerns Clark's influence on her teammates. This goes beyond a team. It's a family. She's no longer just a rookie Clark. She is the driving force behind the Indiana Fever's unity and the team's heart. Together, they have broken records and overcome early obstacles, demonstrating that they are more than just a collection of talented individuals. They work as a team, all set to make history in the WNBA. Don't assume, however, that it ends with the starters. In the dressing room, there is a group of veterans who are also watching out for Clark. Erica Wheeler, Grace Berger, and Temi Fagnally. These aren't roster names. Off the court, they are Clark's secret weapons. The rookie's game was altered by their insight. Imagine Clark entering the changing room, apprehensive and unfamiliar. Wheeler is there, prepared to be her older sister. Since I am aware that this change is difficult, I simply wanted to get ahead of it. It's highly unusual that a veteran will simply accept you in when you have the same job because you are a rookie and undrafted. And I believe that people frequently overlook the fact that I'm a wonderful person before I became a basketball player. I just say, I'm going to take this first step first in my capacity as an older sister. Just let her know that I'm your veterinarian and that we're here to help with everything you need. And I understand you even if you're in the same situation. Additionally, she has been doing a fantastic job simply accepting and receiving it from me. Because she's currently one of the biggest players in the globe, as you are aware. She also doesn't behave that way. Help me in any way you can, she says. It's undoubtedly in a charming manner. Wheeler turned into Clark's pillar. It's unique to have a veterinarian who genuinely cares about you, Clark exclaimed. I'm not going to take it lightly. These connections extended beyond guidance. Imagine Clark and her teammates having fun, unwinding, and growing closer. A team becomes a family in this way. Although Fag Bentley is no longer with the club, she had an impact on Clark. Through the highs and lows of rookie life, she remained by Clark's side. Clark was deeply affected by Fag Bentley's farewell note when she departed. You know, just work things out. I'm a smart player, and so is she. You're passing the ball when the play is open. And I'm on the floor straight all the time. She's an excellent passer, but if I'm open, she always gets past it. I am aware of that. No, it's truly incredible since don't. You know, we haven't practiced together that often. However, the link is simply present. I think I know. Well, I'm beginning to understand her better and her intentions. I simply attempt to position myself appropriately, try creating something fresh.